West Indies are one win away from making the Super 8s of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024. If they are to get that win in Tarouba, it could also mean the exit will be very near for New Zealand. We build up to that game on Maruti Suzuki Arena, presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout, powered by Dish TV Watcho, with Ian Bishop joining us. From the latest venue, Tarouba is what will host this game. Bish, 2 wins out of 2, different kinds, stuttering against Papua New Guinea, commanding against Uganda. Now the toughest opponent West Indies have faced so far, but a chance to send New Zealand close to the exit door.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Well, this is where the World Cup proper starts in this group for the West Indies. They were expected to beat PNG. They were expected to defeat Uganda. And they did that with a little struggle, as you mentioned, against PNG. But now they've got 2 games ahead of them where they have to win. One, as you stated, New Zealand started cold, but they're not a team that will stay that way for too long. And then the West Indies take on Afghanistan in St. Lucia. So World Cup proper starts now for the West Indies.
Having seen New Zealand and how they struggled against the Afghanistan bowlers, let's look at both aspects of where West Indies could hurt them. The first bit was Fazal Haq Farooqi, who rattled New Zealand's top order. Having seen that, any chances of wanting to see a Shamar Joseph or an Obed McCoy to have more of a pace threat?
It's a good question, and I wouldn't put Shamar Joseph in there because his T20 experience is so limited. So that would be guesswork bringing him in what would be a very, very important game. Obed McCoy, I suppose you could look at the option, but let's not understate Fazal Haq Farooqi. Fazal Haq Farooqi has a unique skill where he swings the ball both ways at a decent enough pace. He's a very good bowler and very unique in that aspect. I don't know that the West Indies, without seeing the pitch first at Tarouba, would be willing to make a change based on that, because the 2 left-arm spinners have been going quite decently. So I think spin also works against New Zealand if it is quality spin.
Yes, which is the second part of the bowling puzzle and how West Indies could look to hurt New Zealand. Akil Hussain and Gudakesh Moti, we saw how Rashid Khan troubled them. That was in Providence. We are moving to Tarouba now. What can we expect from the conditions, and how much of a say do you think the West Indian spinners will have against this New Zealand batting lineup?
The conditions in Tarouba, I don't expect, and these are my last immortal words, I don't expect it to be like Guyana. Guyana was low, it was slow, sometimes a little bit unpredictable. I expect Tarouba, with the time that they've had to prepare the surface, the history of the way that surface generally plays, I wouldn't guess that it would be a 200 surface. I haven't seen it yet, but generally on par, you can get 150, 160, 170, and sometimes upwards of that. So I expect it to be a pitch on which the spinners have to work a little bit harder than they did in Guyana.
And finally, what are you looking forward to the most as far as the West Indian batting approach is concerned?
We're singing the same story here. If the pitch is anything more amenable to batting, I'll just stress the same thing. I want to see the West Indies score more frequently off of deliveries in between boundaries, or whether they hit more boundaries. I think it'll be a good game. New Zealand will be better for the run out, the poor run out that they had in Guyana. And when you've got Lockie Ferguson, you've got Trent Boult, you've got Matt Henry, then you go to the batting with Kane Williamson, with Finn Allen, with Phillips, with Mitchell and Conway and those guys. I expect it to be a very good contest. But I want to see the West Indies score off more balls, and I need to see an improvement in 1 or 2 of the frontline seamers. Alzari Joseph, I think, has room to improve.
Yes, West Indies are on a hat-trick as far as that dot ball conversation goes at this World Cup. Let's see if they can dodge it. Thank you so much, Ian Bishop, for setting up West Indies versus New Zealand for us.
Introducing the epic new Swift. Time to go swifting.
वॉचो ऐप पे देखो एक OTT के दाम पे सारे OTT शान से।
वॉचो